Hi guys, this is Washi and this is gonna be our well-being weekly well-being reading. And I decided to add an extra card for this week's reading, because I was thinking about my last week, that in the first few days I remember, about the reading that I did, or it doesn't have to be this one yet, generally a weekly reading. But then as the week progresses, I forget. And I want to add an extra card for finding something that would anchor the meaning to a specific thing. And I was playing around with my ink samples and inks, catching up on my little sample cards yesterday. So I was thinking I would use the Secret Oracle creators to pick a color. So if you want to do that, you don't have to obviously, but you can find a picture with the same color theme, or just, I don't know, if you use colorful pens in your journal, for example, you could use that for a week, and maybe that would help you to remember what this reading is going to be about, if you have anything that you can use from it. So that's the plan. If it works, then I will update the blog post about the spread as well. So if you want to do this at home with your own cards, you can do the whole thing. But let's see. So for the focus point, I decided to use the Field Guide Dragon deck, because I have the StarDragon deck now as well, and I want to use that for the underlying May energy. So we have the cute dragon on top as to see what to focus on, and then we will have the good old beastly dragons to see what this really is all about. And I kind of like that, using the two sides of a dragon energy. So, and I am also using the Santa Muerte tarot, because it's on my table, and it has such a beautiful box, and I decided that I need to pull it out and use it not just in love readings, but more so. Okay, let's get a card, please. I don't like picking cards, so I take jumpers, but sometimes the cards are like gonna work for this one. Okay, if it's bothering you, by the way, I could do that, pre-shuffle the cards. Do let me know. I mean, I'm fine either way. We have Celery Dragon and Renewal, which is such a lovely thing to focus on. Getting something from our lives that's no longer working, and finding a way to bring something new, or turn it into something new. Like a spring cleaning with dragons and ourselves. Okay, and now I'm gonna get a card to see what... Okay, that one was quick, but I don't think I'm going to keep it, because I wasn't thinking about the question. But we have the Ten of Wands. Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep it. As to what not to do. Okay, and it looks like it's jumper time, so yeah, be right back. Like, okay, we have the Ace of Swords on the don't do, or what? Yeah, interesting. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands as to... Did I say the don't do? No, this is the do, because I said the don't do is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, because I was already thinking about something when I said something. So let's clear up the confusion. This is the do, the Ten of Wands, and the don't do is the Ace of Swords. And it's interesting, because with the renewal, you would think that you need to take something new and add to the collection because of the new word. But renewal is taking something that's already there and turning into something else. And the Ten of Wands can be that card where you're carrying too much, you know, burden, carrying too much drama, working instead of other people. But I also started to look at this card more as this represents our responsibilities, and this is not a fun thing to do. It can be too much that you take on, you know, on yourself, definitely, especially with the renewal. But it's more so that we have responsibilities that we need to take care of. We can't just say that, you know, I don't feel like working today. Unfortunately, it would be so nice, but I don't feel like working today, I'm not going to. You have to, you know, go through the day and take, if you have children, you have to take care of them. You can't just be like, I'm too tired today, because your child will be like, I don't care, you made me, you're responsible for me. So what you can renew in this sense is finding a new perspective, or appreciating that you're doing this for the right reason. If you're doing that for the right reason, if your burdens are for your own choice, you know, you choose them, like for example having a child, hopefully you chose them. Let's not get into other options, but let's focus on that you wanted that. It's just an example, you don't have to have a child, just that's the easiest, because that is someone who's dependent on you, and it can be tiring, it can be flat out sucking the life out of you, or you know, you can lose yourself being a mom and or a father, and or whatever, just a loving person who takes care of a child. You can lose your sense of identity in the process, but you can add back little things that would make the days yours as well, not just theirs. So the renewal could come from finding something in the process and in the thing that you need to do, but you're responsible for: work, I don't know, like I said, children or relationships, and just focusing on that, you know, renew your sense of commitment to the thing. It's not an easy thing sometimes, you know, especially if you're tired all the time and you work too much. Definitely if you know, do that and you feel exhausted all the time, find something that can easy or lighten up the load, because the Ten of Wands health-wise is a place where you just depleted yourself, so you need to, you know, fill it back. And interestingly, we have the Don't Do as an Ace of Swords, which is usually a very positive card, and finding a new way of thinking. No, that could be that as well, but finding something where you find clarity and you have that aha moment, and you're able to take action. So because it's in the Don't Do, I would say, and we have the renewal, not, you know, new. Don't jump into something completely new. Find something you like within the realms of what you already have and what you're working with, because it's the easiest thing to jump ship and start something new, not with the kid obviously, but you know, with a job you hate, because this might not be the time for that, which is, I think, makes sense. Sometimes we have to stay in a place for a reason. We are still, you know, in the process of learning something from that place, that we just, you know, haven't figured out what the lesson was in that situation. And let's see what's the underlying reason for all this change. I'm quite curious how this deck is actually going to work. I mean, if it gives me... And it's interesting that the tarot was like, here, take my cards. But the oracles are like... The dragons are like, well, for it. Okay. Yeah, we have resilience, finding your limits. So I was like, let's check the guidebook, but I don't think we need to. That's why you need to stay in that... position where you're taking care of your responsibility where you're, carrying that burden, because you're gonna learn how much you can take about yourself. And I absolutely hate that, that life doesn't give you more than you can handle, because that's not true. But in this case, I don't think it's gonna be that extreme. It's just more like you're gonna realize that yes, you are stronger, and maybe wiser as well than you think, and you can find that inner strength that this figure, the Herald, has in the card. It's shiny, so you might not be able to see it, but if I uploaded the walkthrough or a quick flip through, so if you're curious how this card looks like, you can check that. But it's pretty much, there's a dragon with ice on its wings, and there's this person who has the fire inside them, the Herald, who can help, the dragon as well, because they went to the extremes, they went beyond their limits. So I really like that. I think it's really nice. And now let's see what color should we play with. This is the Sacred Creators Oracle, which I love. I mean, I love the colors, and I was just thinking about, by the way, to use my samples from my fountain pens, just be like, let's get a color randomly, and this is the got from Faber-Castell Electric Pink. But I was like, but I have an Oracle card with Oracle deck with beautiful colors, so why not? But if you want to, you can use the pink as well, because why not? And I'm not going, I mean, that's too much card. Why is it everything is jumpy today? Okay. We're professionals here, you guys. I had 3 cards, but one was up and the others were down. So we have the Feed Your Artist with a beautiful lavender. I don't know if you can see that it's a beautiful lavender color, but it is a beautiful lavender color. So if you want to find a picture of a flower, for example, a lilac flower, or wear jewelry with lilac, or like I said, use a pen with lilac fountain. I mean, I have one. So yeah, this is going to be the color for anchoring this reading for this week. I hope this helps. I hope it wasn't something annoying, because I really feel like the message was coherent and clear and whole. I hope I was able to convey it in that way. But yeah, and if you're watching this on Monday when I post it, then please join me in the live stream in the evening at 7 p.m. GMT plus, which is like I think 1 p.m. EST. So we're gonna talk about queer decks and a little heavier topics, because there's a new law in Hungary that would like to take away from children's option to learn about what being gay means under the age of 18. This is just mind-blowing and ridiculous, and I'm just, yeah, I don't know, I need some cheering up. So if you can, if you watch this in Monday, and